I'm Samantha Brown. You may know me from the Travel Channel, and as well as my adventures around the world. And I have to say that no matter where I go, whether it is Paris, France, Beijing, China, or just right here at Walt Disney World, what I want most from my shows is to not only get people excited about what they can do and see, but also for people to understand a vacation's emotional value. I feel that is so important, and that is why I am so excited to be your host today for this panel discussion as we gain some real expert perspectives on the state of the American family vacation, a subject very near and dear to my heart. But before we start the discussion, we have some really important guests with us today. Today with us we have the creators as well as the voiceover talent of one of Disney Channel's hit series, Phineas and Ferb. Please welcome to the stage creator and executive producers Dan Povenmire and Jeff Swampy Marsh, as well as the voice of Phineas Flynn, Vincent Martella. Now you guys were at the barbecue last night, right?
Yeah,
yes.
It was delicious.
Okay, I have a note here that says Swampy ate all the barbecue chicken and we were not happy. So just make a note of that. All right, we'll take care of that after the discussion. I need to talk to you after that. So Dan and Swampy, I'm sorry, may I call you Swampy?
You may call me Swampy.
Excellent.
Only my mom doesn't.
I see. All
Everybody
right.
else pretty much does.
And Jeff. No, I'm sorry.
Jeff.
When she calls the studio and asks for Jeff, we don't.
Who's
it's
Jeff?
very confusing.
He left a long time ago, ma'am. So your series follows Phineas Flynn as well as his English stepbrother, Ferb Fletcher. Thank you for that early morning alliteration. I appreciate that. On an endless summer vacation. And we all remember those days, right? When there wasn't a care in the world, you had the whole day in front of you. Did you draw upon your own childhood for the development of the series?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Dan and I were very lucky that both of us had parents that encouraged us to get out and do wacky, crazy things. And make movies, put on plays, build tree houses, go-karts. We were always doing something. And it was one of the things we talked about when we were creating the series, that, you know, we wanted to have these kids that went out and did the things that we did. Some of it was kind of dangerous now, I think about it in hindsight, but...
We tried to make the show sort of embody what a 9-year-old boy could get up to if they were not hampered at all by reality, by budget or time or anything like that. So we always think, like, when we were 9, what would we most want to do if we could do anything? We'd build a roller coaster in our backyard.
Exactly.
We'd build tree houses that were robots and would fight each other. We would do something really ridiculous every day.
And the summer vacation really is that magical time to do that, because life, even for children, has become so scheduled, has become so regimented, even institutionalized in a way, that the summer is where kids really need to let it go.
Magic. I mean, from the first day that summer begins, you know, you count down the minutes till it starts, and then you know the last few moments till it ends, trying to squeeze every bit out of it, and that is the kids' magic time. It belongs to them, and you know, adults too that are still childish. Like us.
Like I was going to say, including yourself. Now, Vincent and Martella here, we not only have a Florida native, he is a Central Florida native. So he had the enviable life of just like going to Walt Disney World on a whim. You could like ride your bicycle here, couldn't you? Make us jealous, Vincent.
You should all be very jealous of my wonderful childhood. I lived about 45 minutes away from here growing up, and so I was really fortunate to be able to come to Walt Disney World all the time. I remember when Animal Kingdom opened, when Everest opened, and it's just been great to see the evolution of Disney parks and to be able to be a part part of that firsthand.
And with your character,
I hate you.
exactly, I know.
He's gonna fire me because he's so jealous.
Could you cut off his mic? And, fine. And with Phineas, obviously you have to bring a lot of childlike anticipation. You are not a 9-year-old boy. Yeah. Did you draw upon your experiences
Practically
here?
was when we hired him.
Really?
Yeah, I was very, and I haven't really grown much since. So,
is that a part of your contract?
Yeah,
as soon as you're above 5'3".
Swampy said, you know what, the height thing.
Yeah, don't make it happen.
As soon as the show's canceled, he'll be 6 foot.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Does the character Phineas keep you young? You know, you hear so much about how actors bring something to the character, but does the character bring something to you?
Yeah, I mean, well, when I go into the booth, becoming Phineas, I can't just walk in there and be like, so, Ferb, what do you want to do today? You have to come in, so, Ferb, what do you want to do today? And be really excited. And be really energetic all the time. And so, I mean, I think if anything's keeping me youthful, that definitely is, let alone my own level of ridiculousness.
So like any Emmy Award-winning series, both children and adults can find humor in Phineas and Ferb. There's obviously a lot of lessons that children can take away in terms of imagination and creativity. Do you put lessons or hope that adults will take away lessons from the vacation experiences of Phineas and Ferb?
I think that the lesson to the adults is the same lesson as to the child, is really foster creativity, help your children realize that they can do things with their imagination and stuff like that. It's really sort of a celebration of imagination and making and doing something with your own two hands. And we hear from parents all the time who say that, like my children watch Phineas and then they go out and they build something in the backyard, or they we got this letter that made us both cry from a lady whose son had always sort of just sat through art class as an excuse to get to recess,
He sent us the drawing that he did in art class, which was a few scribbles in the corner of a large white
it was
piece of
literally
paper.
like 3 lines.
And as an animator, you're like...
And then after he started watching Phineas, it was this elaborate drawing that he had done, and he said it was a robot making machine, and he had like all this imagination in it and stuff, and she said that just watching the shows made a huge difference in his life, and Swampy and I sort of like...
We cry very easily.
That's a good one. That's a good letter.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your experiences, and thank you for all that you do. It really is bringing your animated series brings adults together with their children about how to be more imaginative, more creative, and just enjoy life a lot more.
We're having a good time.
You're having. I
It's a
can
good
tell.
week.
I can tell. Everyone, a round of applause for Dan, Swampy, and Vincent.